I wanted to address this yesterday. We ran out of time. We mentioned yesterday in passing that you did go to St. Pete over the weekend.
Yes, on Saturday night.
And you had dinner in downtown St. Pete, you and friends. But you also sent me a note that you guys were going to take an Uber. Mm-hmm. And an Uber from your house in West Chase to down Beach Drive in downtown St. Pete. You're telling me that the Uber was $150 from West Chase to St. Pete?
Specifically, it was $140. But I rounded up. I rounded up.
How could that be?
I have no idea.
That'll get you to freaking Fort Myers. How could an Uber be $140?
I have no idea, but all I know is I was like, let's, we decided if we're both going to have a glass of wine or whatever we're going to do, we didn't want to drive,
two
right?
things. It's peak hour pricing. Uber's pricing changes with the demand.
Listen, I've never heard of that. From West Chase to downtown St. Pete, $140 Uber quote on the app? Come on, really?
Yes.
All right, so for the driver to make a round trip, to pick up, drop off, and then make it all the way back to where, that's a 2-hour trip on a Saturday night.
But they don't charge you for the round trip.
No, but I'm saying,
dude.
That's probably how they amortize their rate.
No, that's not how they do. The Uber, because the Uber banks on you picking up another ride near where you're dropping. You know what? I want to go to phones on this as well. What is the crazy? I'm Roxanne. Something doesn't add up here. I just can't believe it was 100. Let me give out the phone number.
Okay.
800-990-1047. The question is, what is the craziest local rate that you got with Lyft or Uber for not a far drive? Roxanne's claiming $140 from West Chase to downtown St. Pete on Saturday night on Uber. Have you had another experience where you had just an off-the-wall, insane quote on your Uber or Lyft app that you're like, what the bleep? 800, or if we have Uber or Lyft drivers. I mean, that just blew me away when you sent me that email. I'm like, really? All right, 800-990-1047. I'd love to hear quickly. Hey, Andrew, I'm just going to take a couple of calls on this. I'm not going to turn it into a whole segment because we got a lot of stuff to do.
So that's two instances that inflation or the devaluing of our currency screwed me this weekend. Number one, because that's what I
she was
call
at the Pearl buying $21.
No, I just drank.
What are you claiming? What are you claiming? Our currency's devalued like Venezuela now?
Yes, pretty much. That's inflation. That's what people call it inflation, but that's really what it is. But in any case, I second time, because the first time is when I tried to book a hotel at the Vinoy and it was $1,700.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then I tried to take an Uber to St. Pete. It's $140. I will tell you, St. Pete was packed. So I think there was something, I forget what it was. There was some couple special events going on there, but I don't know. Maybe that's why the Uber pricing was so high, because there was a lot going on down there.
There was a story circulating about someone claiming they got drugged at a restaurant in Tampa on Howard. I want to get into this because this has caused a lot of stir in the Tampa Reddit. And I want to address it in just a minute. I want to read this claim, and I will redact some of the information, but would love to get people's thoughts on this as well, so stand by. Also, the Don Henley Eagles 16-year-old cocaine-snorting prostitute story, which came out in court yesterday, which I had never heard this.
Nobody really does research on the history of Don Henley.
Oh, and then speaking of surge pricing, the Wendy's story is crazy. Wendy's as in the burger joint.
I don't know.
Like the Pippi Longstocking-looking Wendy's, all right?
Not anymore. Have you seen a picture of her now?
What does she look like?
I could tell she was raised around fast food restaurants. That's all I could tell
okay.
You.
Right.
I love Wendy's. Did you see her in the recent commercial, Froggy?
The real Wendy? No.
Yeah, she's like, hi, I'm Wendy. I'm like, oh my God. Holy crap, what happened?
About?
She's fester.
Kevin is an Uber driver. Kevin on line 6. Hey, Kevin, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
What's the story?
Being an Uber driver, I was driving around Saturday. Downtown St. Pete had a festival, so I was making great buck that day. So what Roxanne's saying, 140 from West Chase to downtown St. Pete is not out of the question. I believe her 100%.
Dude, that is a plane ticket from Tampa to LaGuardia.
Yeah, imagine if it was.
I agree. Yeah. So, yeah, it was that busy, just nonstop, and my fares were all in the double digits.
Holy
What
crap.
I was making.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah, and
Kevin.
they were short drives, 5-6 miles at a time.
Yeah. I was like, I said to Doug, I was like, are we both so desperate for a drink that we're gonna spend $300 to drive to go out tonight? That's what it would have been.
You should have just popped some White Claws in your bedroom. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Have a good day.
All right.
All right. Let me grab Allison in Dade City. Allison, MJ Morning Show. You're up. Hi.
Hey, so the craziest Uber rate I've gotten was from Ybor to USF. It was $98.
What the?
Whoa.
That's straight up 275. That's like 8 miles.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, but it was a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Definitely peak pricing.
And did you go for a $98 5-mile Uber ride?
Oh, no, I had my husband pick me up.
All right. Thank you, Allison. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Sandy in Pinellas Park. Hello, Sandy. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, MJ. How are you?
We are well. All right. What's your story?
Well, I had to get an Uber from the airport, from Tampa Airport to Pinellas Park. This was in November, and the price was $84.
Yeah, I've had a couple of weird ones as well. Tampa International, like on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
I've had, to my house, I'm like 3 miles as the crow flies from Tampa International, from Blue 124 door to my front door is like, a couple of miles. And I had like $36. It's like, what? Give me a break.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I thought, this is crazy.
Yeah. All right, Sandy, thanks. Dawn in St. Pete. Hey, I'll take Dawn. I'll take Tony. Oh, my God. Look at the last call I'm looking at, man. That's crazy. Hey, Tony, you'll be the final call. Don't hang up. Dawn, St. Pete. Hi, Dawn.
Hi.
What happened to you?
It was Tampa Pride a couple of years ago. I had rode over there with some friends from St. Pete, and they wanted to stay later than I did, so I got an Uber back to St. Pete, $76. And part of the problem was 275 was all blocked off. It was like around midnight, and we had to go divert off into Largo and come up the back way, and they charged me for all of that.
Wow. All right, Dawn, thank you. Sorry to hear it.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, final call. Tony is in Lakeland. Yeah, Tony.
Hey, MJ.
What happened?
Hey, about 5 years ago, we went to Kansas City to see Garth Brooks play, and after the concert, $196 to go 5 miles.
What?
Yeah, true story. And we actually took an Uber the same day to the show, and it was $35.
Like 100? Did you do it? $196 for 5 miles?
No, we actually jumped on a hotel bus and then took a cab from the hotel to another hotel.
Oh, my
back to our hotel.
That's insane. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
I think.
So, MJ, Saturday night was the Billy Joel Sting concert. And the way that I exited Raymond James Stadium, I exited onto Dale Mabry right by the Steinbrenner Field Bridge, where all of the rideshare
That's where they send all ride shares go to Steinbrenner Field. Yeah.
It looked like the most miserable experience ever.
Traffic was pretty jammed. Then there was like a little accident on Himes.
Great.
And that just gummed it up. Luckily, I knew that I didn't want to park there. I knew that I was, hey, nothing against, the folks that live on the side streets off of Himes that, sell a spot in their front yard for $20 or $30. Nothing against you guys, but I'm not dealing with that. So, and I'm all for the entrepreneurial spirit. If you can make $200 by parking cars over your shrubs, you go right ahead and do it.
Screw your landscaping. That's cash money.
I wasn't going to drive. I knew that getting an Uber was going to be ridiculous. Getting in and out.
Did you hire a car?
No, luckily,
limo.
You had a helicopter?
Well, luckily we went with our friends, Bobby and Gigi, and they had a driver that night. Good. So they picked us up at the house and then took us back. But that was the first time, folks, listen. Saturday night was the first time that I was at Raymond James Stadium in like 12 years. The last time was like Monster Jam with Chloe and Julian and Michelle back in 2012. I had not been to Ray J in 12 years. And, of course, we went Saturday night to Billy Joel and Sting. It was a great show.